There's a hunger and a desire to win, but there's also something that's very poised and calming about doing it at home with the people that you love and the people that you want to go to battle with every single day.
The Indiana Fever are now the most talked about team in the WNBA, and the excitement surrounding their rise is at an all-time high.
When you say Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, people are like, oh my goodness, they don't like each other, so let's see what this is about.
Yeah.
So when you say Sheryl Swoopes, Caitlin Clark, it's like, oh my goodness, Sheryl doesn't like her, so let's see what this is about. All of that's stupid to me. It's not true, it's all stupid. Like, when I look at the number 22s in the league, like I was 22, Asia's 22, Caitlin's 22. Like, those are some hell of a good number 22s.
WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes has stirred controversy as top free agents choose to join the Indiana Fever, eager to team up with Caitlin Clark.
What I want to clear up is that for whatever reason, there's this narrative that I hate Caitlin Clark. I don't hate her. First of all, I don't hate people. I hate some very harsh words. I've also said I love her game. I think Caitlin Clark is an incredible player, but I also think Angel Reese is an incredible player. I think Kim Jackson's an incredible player. I love the fact that Kate Martin is on the Aces.
Swoopes, who once boldly claimed that no one would want to join the Fever, is now backtracking as the team builds a star-studded roster.
To Boston. Back inside. Oh, good ball movement. And it's Boston. Here is Clark off the screen, launches, and drops a triple. Really physically demanding.
No, it is extreme.
The stakes are sky high, the tension is undeniable, and the WNBA is evolving at a pace no one saw coming.
So will Caitlin Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now immediately? Absolutely not. Not gonna happen.
Stay tuned for every twist and turn. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for the latest updates and breaking news.
And most successful free agency period ever. After he set the foundation for the future of the franchise, Kelly Krauskopf and Amber Cox quickly began building and adding much-needed
The Indiana Fever have just pulled off one of the most jaw-dropping free agency runs in WNBA history, leaving the basketball world in shock. Top-tier talents like Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, Sophie Cunningham, and Sydney Colson have all signed with the team, transforming the once-struggling franchise into a serious championship contender almost overnight.
3 weeks ago, a group of folks who've been working for 3 years.
You've got your 9th career maybe? I don't know, but tell us a little bit about your next journey.
Thank you. Yeah, 3 weeks ago, a group of folks who've been working for 3 years to create a brand new project came to me and asked me, shared with me the vision of this project, and it seems like it's worth doing. So at the end of our season, which I hope is deep into the playoffs, I will transition to create the country's first girls sport and leadership complex, and never been done. It will be all the sports. It will be focused just on girls, 12th grade and under.
This isn't just a victory for Indiana, it's a bold statement to the entire league. The Fever have gone from a team players overlooked to the team everyone wants to join. Silpate. Sheryl Swoopes, however, seems to be in denial. Just a few months ago, she confidently predicted that locker room issues would keep top players from signing with the Fever.
What's going on, guys? This is Johnny Liquidator coming back with another video. So it looks like Sheryl Swoopes is back in the headline once again. We're speaking about Caitlin Clark. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Indy.
Fast forward to today, and Swoopes' prediction couldn't have been more wrong. The Fever's front office, led by Stephanie White, has been relentless in building a winning team, and the results speak for themselves.
I can't imagine the stars aligning any better. You know, certainly after having gone off and had a number of other experiences from a coaching standpoint, growing up, learning, the Fever going through some changes as well, and now at this point where basketball has taken to another level.
Swoopes' credibility is collapsing faster than ever as reality continues to prove her wrong.
Me too. And we're all a part of the Nike family. It just, like, a lot of the stuff that people are trying to say is there, it just does not exist.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I really am. And I can only imagine that she has to be tired of it as well. There was nothing there. the only time where...
What makes this free agency haul even more impressive is the caliber of talent choosing Indiana. These aren't just role players, they're all-stars, champions, and seasoned veterans who believe in the vision Caitlin Clark and the Fever are creating.
Such an incredible moment on a global scale for our game, for our players.
Like, the fans are absolutely incredible. It's the same when we go on the road. Like, there's so many people that are showing up in Fever gear. It's really affecting, teams all across our league, which is a really great thing. And, really, I think we're just scratching the surface.
The idea that Indiana was an undesirable destination has been completely shattered. Meanwhile, Swoopes' once respected opinion is being drowned out by the undeniable rise of the Fever's dominance.
Where did WNBA want to play, right? Another one of those Connecticut starters that left.
We were like, Phoenix. It makes sense.
Right. Does she want to go with her fiance, her wife, to Phoenix, Alyssa Thomas? The answer is no. She could have gone back to Phoenix, okay, where she played for many years, but instead, she goes to the Indiana Fever, who have now, just like that, of course, have Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, re-signed Kelsey Mitchell.
Sheryl Swoopes' fall from grace has been both dramatic and highly public. Once hailed as one of the greatest players in WNBA history, she has spent the past year doubling down on her skepticism of Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. Once seen as insightful, her takes now come across as desperate and bitter.
And that's the issue, Nancy, because listen, and here's the thing, what incriminates, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, but what incriminates somebody like Sheryl Swoopes even more, who, by the way, was supposed to be calling the game with y'all yesterday, and she did not call the game, and no doubts it had something to do with the fact that when, how Caitlin Clark had performed early in the week, she didn't want to talk about it at all. So we recognize that, and we know in television the way that I do. I know what producers do. I know what bosses do when you see, your personal feelings, whatever they may be, infiltrating the proceedings and compromising your position as a professional. But I think in the case of Sheryl Swoopes, and I'm not going to belabor this point, but it's important to be made. Sheryl Swoopes is a winner. She was great, and she's a phenomenal basketball mind. So what...
From doubting Caitlin Clark's ability to succeed in the WNBA to insisting Indiana couldn't lure top talent, Swoopes has missed the mark at every turn.
There was this quote by Sheryl that said, Caitlin was, 25 years old. She was, 24 years old. She was a fifth-year senior. Right. She was taking 40 shots a game. Her records were illegitimate. And I got off the treadmill and I called her as a friend. And I said, you can say whatever you want. You can have your own opinion about anybody, but you do have to get the statistics right. I mean, facts matter. And if you just get ahead of this and just say, hey, I made a mistake on my numbers, then this thing...
Her latest blunder came during a Dallas Wings broadcast, where she stayed noticeably silent as commentators praised Caitlin Clark's outstanding performance. The awkward moment quickly went viral, with fans calling out her clear bias.
For years. Well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year, and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a...
But Swoopes isn't just wrong, she's doubling down. In a recent interview, she attempted to backtrack, insisting she never said Clark wouldn't be good, only that she wouldn't dominate right away.
There's never going to be probably another 5 or 6 years you can play in college sports, right? And that's the thing about it, right? Like, it should be a whole separate entity.
Yeah, and it's not to take anything away from what she's done, but if you're talking about breaking records, then this is...
Yet, Clark's rookie season, where she led the league in assists and averaged nearly 20 points per game, tells a completely different story. Swoopes' refusal to admit she was wrong is only hurting her credibility, and the basketball world is taking notice.
Dialing back. Indiana with the fourth fastest pace of play, and that suits Caitlin Clark.
Have to be able to game.
Indiana comes up with a turnover. Here is Clark. This time it's Smith with a foul. Quarter. Clark step back on a deep 2. Oh, gets the shoot.
If Swoopes wants to salvage her legacy, she needs to take a hard look in the mirror. Owning up to her mistakes and showing support for Clark and the Fever would be a step in the right direction. But as long as she keeps doubling down, she's only digging herself a deeper hole.
This last week, I tweeted in response to what Stephen A. Smith said, and I said to him, bring me on your show. Let's have a conversation. And of course he didn't, but he chose to bring Nancy. And at this point, that's not where I want to go. I don't want to be on that show, but I just want to say, and I said it before, There's so much talent in this league. It always has been. That Stephen A, along with everybody else, should be.
The basketball world is moving forward, and if Swoops doesn't change her stance, she risks being left behind.
In college at Texas Tech, you won 3 Olympic gold medals. You won 4 WNBA championships. You know basketball!
Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's a phenomenon. From breaking NCAA records to making an immediate impact in the WNBA, she has repeatedly proven that she's a once-in-a-generation talent.
Since the Marina Mabry, she has stepped up that opportunity. Caitlin Clark for 3, round for her first deep shot.
Taking that golden advice, recent WNBA player that has recorded consecutive point rebound games.
Look, she plays hard, like the way I love her. I love the way Caitlin Clark is playing.
Her ability to score, create plays, and make her teammates better has made her the most electrifying player in the league, and the Fever are thriving because of it. But Clark's impact goes beyond the game. She's selling out arenas, smashing viewership records, and bringing unprecedented attention to women's basketball. What's even more impressive? She's adjusted to the WNBA at lightning speed. Despite Swoopes' claims that it would take years for her to find her footing, Clark has been dominant from day one.
It should come as a surprise to absolutely no one that Time has named Caitlin Clark their Athlete of the Year. And this, oh my God, look at that photo. She looks incredible. I mean, I think everybody's going to be buying this and cutting out the photo and putting it like a poster on their walls the way you used to put like Tiger Beat and put like the pop star boys on the walls. It's just Caitlin Clark now.
Her deep logo threes, flashy no-look passes, and clutch performances have made her a fan favorite and a nightmare for opponents. The Fever's decision to build around her has paid off big time, and the team's success is proof of her leadership and talent. But Clark's rise hasn't just transformed Indiana, it's also exposed the insecurities of some WNBA veterans. Instead of celebrating her as the next big star, players like Swoopes have tried to downplay her achievements. However, the numbers don't lie, and neither do the top free agents choosing to join her in Indiana. Clark isn't just the future of the WNBA, she's the present. And her dominance is impossible to ignore. The Indiana Fever are building a powerhouse, and the rest of the WNBA should take notice. With Caitlin Clark running the offense, Kelsey Mitchell spacing the floor, and Aaliyah Boston controlling the paint, the team already had a solid core.
Here comes Clark. How will she go for history?
But with the additions of Natasha Howard, DeWanna Bonner, and Sophie Cunningham, the Fever have officially entered championship territory. Howard brings elite defense and versatility, Bonner is a proven scorer, and Cunningham adds energy and toughness. Together, they've turned Indiana into a deep, dynamic team that's built to win, right now.
Get to her spots and being able to affect that defense.
Clark is coming off the masterful nut. Did a nice job to recover. It bounces inside. Pretty fine to mix down.
The chemistry on this team is already off the charts. Sydney Colson, who played with Kelsey Mitchell in the AU League, has openly shared her excitement about what this group can accomplish. Meanwhile, DeWanna Bonner has taken to social media to silence the doubters, and Sophie Cunningham has promised to bring even more fire and intensity to the court.
This is what you want, right? You want to be the one that is the hunted. You want to be the one that has the opportunity to impact, and not just impacting, little girls and boys, but impacting the game, impacting your team, impacting our culture. And these two have led the way with that. And then you put it together and you've got the point guard in the center. Are you kidding me? Like, you've got the bookends that you want to build around. And these two are the best. And I think that there's so many things that they do well right now. And you saw the difference from the beginning of the season to the end of the season and how much better.
Meanwhile, other teams are scrambling to keep up. The Las Vegas Aces, once the league's dominant force, are feeling the impact of losing key players like Colson. The Chicago Sky are struggling to fill the void left by their top scorer, and the Connecticut Sun are dealing with internal challenges. Indiana's rise has completely shifted the balance of power, forcing rivals to rethink their strategies. With the Fever assembling a super team, the road to a championship just got much tougher for everyone else. A new era in the WNBA has arrived, and the Fever are leading the charge.
We just have a squad, and our depth is amazing, and I'm just excited. But to be honest, I think when you have a group that can let go of the egos and you're really just here to win and work hard, I think that's the best type of group, and you're all willing to do the dirty work, and I think that's what I'm most excited about. That's my bread and butter right there, is outwork your opponents and have fun doing it.
Caitlin Clark's impact on the WNBA is undeniable. She's not just a player, she's a cultural phenomenon. Her jaw-dropping highlights, charismatic personality, and relentless work ethic have made her a fan favorite and a marketing powerhouse. Her arrival has brought a level of attention to the league that hasn't been seen in years, and the Fever are thriving because of it.
I want to ask you about a couple players specifically, and let's start with somebody that you're likely going to spend a lot of time in the front court with, Aaliyah Boston, a young, budding superstar. What do you anticipate that relationship being like with her, both on and off the floor?
That relationship is going to be really, really good, really tight. She's going to be like, that's going to be like my little sister. I'm taking her underneath my wings. Like when I played against her, like I told her something on the court, and she took it with her. Until this day, she still remember what I said to her. So I'm really happy that we already kind of got that connecting bond already right now. So I'm just really extremely happy to guide her and also teach.
But Clark's influence extends far beyond the court. She's inspiring a new generation of young athletes, both boys and girls, to pick up a basketball and chase their dreams. Her journey is a testament to hard work and perseverance, and fans around the world are connecting with her story. The Fever's decision to build around her was a masterstroke, and the results speak for themselves.
That resume, she checked every box. A lot of people want to go from starting in this league like as a rookie to winning championships and winning MVPs and winning all these things, and she took every single step and has accomplished every single thing, and that's really a credit to her work ethic and her desire to become elite.
As Clark continues to shine, the WNBA is experiencing a renaissance. Attendance is soaring, viewership is breaking records, and the league's popularity is at an all-time high. She's not just the face of the Fever, she's the face of the WNBA. And the best part? She's only getting started.
She's the kind of player you always want to have on your team. She has an edge to her game, and I think that is part of what makes her very appealing to add to our group.
The WNBA is undergoing a major transformation, and Caitlin Clark is at the heart of it. Her arrival has sparked unprecedented excitement and attention, with the Indiana Fever's rapid rise serving as proof of her game-changing impact. No longer ruled by just a few powerhouse teams, the WNBA has become a league where anything is possible. The Fever's success is a clear sign of this new era, one defined by parity, competition, and limitless potential.
Caitlin Clark is in the house with Connor McCaffrey, of course. Now on the staff over at Butler. Caitlin Clark has set the basketball world on fire. We cannot wait to see her in her second season with the Fever.
Just getting buckets, doing what Caitlin does. You're absolutely right. It's been amazing to see just what she's done just all over the world. Her impact just in basketball, not just in the WNBA. We're just lucky.
Clark's impact reaches far beyond the game. She's inspiring a new generation of fans and athletes, proving that dedication and determination can reshape the sport. Her star power has taken the WNBA to new heights, smashing records and drawing in more viewers than ever. As the league continues to thrive, the Fever are leading the way, with Clark at the center of it all. The future of the WNBA has never looked brighter, and the basketball world is watching every moment unfold. Don't miss a second of this historic journey. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel for the latest updates. The stakes are high, the drama is real, and the Fever's rise is only just beginning. Join us as we celebrate this new era of WNBA greatness.